Top of the hour, let's begin with a breaking update because this concerns as far as when it comes to the citizens there in Karnataka and what is now being seen as additional financial burden on the residents. The Karnataka government has now decided on a recent hike on the price of milk, which has been recently taking place. There are power tariffs as well. The public that has been hit by steep hike in transport fares as well and has now compounded by a new user fee for solid waste management services. Starting today, which is the 1st of April, this fee will be levied on all domestic waste generators across the city. The fee structure that has been set in 6 different slabs with residents of smaller homes that will be paying rupees 10 a month for buildings up to 600 square feet, while those in larger homes over 4,000 square feet will have to pay 400 rupees monthly. Now, the authorities have already started preparations to implement and collect these new cess from the household. So let's in the meantime take a look exactly how this works out, because this is the new tax. This is the garbage tax in Bengaluru that will now be levied from today onwards, as we are looking at when it comes to the buildings, the area that they occupy and how much waste is that now decided per month. This is, however, the build-up that now comes to. For the garbage tax in Bengaluru, the buildings up to 600 square feet, 10 rupees per month. This is when it comes to the smaller areas that they occupy. 600 square feet buildings to 1,000 square feet building will have to pay 50 rupees per month. Over that 1,000 to 2,000 square feet buildings, the space that they occupy have to pay 100 rupees per month. More than that, as far as 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, 150 rupees per month is something that they have to pay. Over that, if there are residents who occupy more than 3,000 to 4,000 square feet, they have to pay up 200 rupees per month. And over 4,000 square feet occupation means that the amount will go up to 400 rupees per month. Let's get a word from Pinky, who is joining us live right now. Pinky, good morning. First up, please help us understand exactly what is this garbage tax, because there is already a lot of additional financial burdens on the residents. The BJP says this is the khatakhat model that is now in play. What is, when it comes to the Bangaloreans, the solid waste management services and why they have to pay up according to the space that they occupy?
Well, absolutely. Yet another shock and yet another burden on the common man with electricity tariff, metro fares and recent milk price hike of 4 rupees per litre. Yet another shock for the residents in Bengaluru with the cess that will be collected for garbage collection. So clearly yet another burden, and we are now joined by some residents here in Bengaluru. Let me first take you across to them as to how do they react when it comes to cess collection of the garbage.
See, it is a very unfortunate incident. Continuously the government has been hiking prices, metro, milk and everything. And now they have come into the garbage aspect also. It is very unfortunate. The government has to take some serious stand and for the betterment of people, reduce all these things and reduce the burden on the people actually.
How do you react on this thing, sir? Yet another burden on the common man.
Yeah, first of all, they are not collecting the garbage at all. And if you see every street garbage is, where is the question of cess? And it is very, very sad on our part how to come out of this extra burden. Already we are burdened with milk, rice and other things. Metro,
hike in property tax and now another cess also added for the garbage collection.
These are obviously because a counter effect of the guarantee schemes that the government has been playing, and there is no infrastructure improvement in Bangalore. This is one of the guarantee scheme is giving to all and sundry. This has to be immediately withdrawn. Even the budget also has certain misgivings where some quota system is given, which is very clearly reflecting on the quality of the work that is being dished out.
Right.
So the government has to pull up their socks, rethink the entire gamut. Even if they have to hold back the promises that they have given in the election, they will have to seriously think. Otherwise, Karnataka, which was once upon a time one of the most developed states, is now going in a pitless hollow.
Well, absolutely. So these are the voices coming in from the residents of Bengaluru. Clearly, while BJP has been targeting Congress for the khatakhat model and also also saying that their guarantee schemes are like, completely been put on common man as kind of burden, that we are seeing increase of prices in everything clearly, be it property tax, be it,
But this is
metro
going
fare,
to be in
be it
addition to the property tax, isn't it, Pinky? Because the BBMP is expected to continue with the solid waste management cess, as it already collects every year along with property tax. So while the proposal had been held off earlier, there was opposition to this proposal, Pinky. But now it is from the 1st of April that it is now being brought into effect when it comes to the announcement coming in from the BBMP itself.
Well, absolutely. What we hear is also that solid waste management was already collected as far as this property tax is concerned. But now another cess, as far as, garbage collection is concerned, indeed a mere, burden. BJP has continuously been targeting as far as all the prices hike are concerned, be it metro fare, be it electricity tariff, or be it, milk price hike that we saw just recently, 4 rupees per litre. And another cess that has been added, clearly, proving that the burden is being put on common man. Let me just take you across again with the residents of Bengaluru. Sir, earlier also we saw solid waste management was already taken along with the property tax. Another says, you think that, the way BJP has been targeting that just to fulfill the guarantees of Congress, the burden is put on common man?
Yes, it is very true. Very true, and the common man will get hit like anything. And without doing any work, this BBMP is collecting the tax. Yeah.
Would you like to react on this thing, sir?
Today, which is the 1st of April, Bengaluru residents will have to face added charge on their property tax bills for domestic waste collection and disposal. We are trying to get as many reactions as possible. Praminal Nisargi ji is with us right now. Good morning to you, ma'am. What do you make of this new proposal? This is now something that is now coming into effect today, where the BBMP is expected to continue the solid waste management cess, as it already collects every year along with property tax. This is additional financial burden on the residents.
I know the present government itself has become a garbage. The garbage government has nothing to do except collecting garbage. That is what they have the BBMP. They have not held the election. They want to usurp the power. They want to have the power of the corporation, and by means of that, they want to collect the money because they have no money. They have enough money. It is not sufficient. They want to see that the people are taxed to the maximum, and ultimately now the time has come. There must be people must start fighting on their own. Mahatma Gandhi has given a call not to pay the tax. And now the time has come for the people of Bangalore to say, no, enough is enough. We are not going to pay the tax. The time has come now. That is what has to happen. We must say, we must all unite and say, we will not pay the tax. Do what you like. Let us see what they do. I do not know why the government is, such a government is selected. And Aristotle long back said you get a government that you deserve. Perhaps the Bangaloreans are deserving such a dirty government which has nothing to do except collecting money and eating, and whatever the money they get is not sufficient for them to digest.
All right.
That's what I personally see.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Nisargi, for joining us here with your point of view. As eminent Bangaloreans have also been speaking to us. Mr. Mohandas Pai is also connected with us. Mr. Mohandas Pai, good morning to you. The new fee, which is expected now to generate more than 500 crore as far as for the BBMP is also concerned. Starting from today, Bengaluru residents will have to pay added charge on their property tax bills. This is the solid waste management, according to the space that they occupy, that they have to pay up.
Look, people will not protest against any new tax provided they get the service. BBMP is a broken organization. They have not been able to clear the garbage in the city for the last 10 years. Every year, the garbage accumulates. We have a new organization called Solid Waste Management. They must use existing resources, clean up the city, and prove to us they're capable, then charge the tax. The question is not the tax. The question is the failure of BBMP to clean up the city. And this new organization, which is formed from BBMP, should first start cleaning up and show us that they can do the job, and then say we want more money and people will be happy to pay. See, people are very angry and upset of giving more and more money for a failed organization. That is a big problem in Bangalore. Bangalore has become very dirty. They can at least clean up the city. Cleaning up does not take too much of money. The budget for BBMP is 20,000 crore this year. They can use some money to clean it up. Their contract for garbage collection has not been renewed for the last 10 years. And it's a mess. It's been captured by vested interests who siphon off money. The whole place has become corrupt. This new organization has given us hope. At least they must do their work, clean up, and show that they're capable of doing the job, then charge the tax.
But doesn't there a question arise as far as when it comes to the need for this additional fee, Mr. Pai, because BBMP already has sufficient funds, and if there needs to be more transparency regarding how these solid waste management expenditures are also managed?
No, I totally agree with you. That's why my point is they got enough money, 20,000 crore budget. This is not going to make a difference. They should use it to do that. But we have got a separate organization called Solid Waste Management. Maybe they should have an independent budget. But if they want to raise money to say we are going to do this, we're going to do that, they must prove that they're capable of cleaning up in a very non-corrupt way. I think that's the most important thing first before they do anything. This government is levying tax after tax after tax, increasing costs to everybody, making lives of Bangaloreans and Karnataka miserable.
All right.
This is the worst tax and spend government that we have seen in our history. Costs have gone up so much in Bangalore because they're going on increasing every cost of everything.
So you're saying that people do not mind paying taxes unless the time that they are getting the services on which that they have been paying the taxes to actually build better infrastructure and more development, it can be seen. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohandas Pai, for getting connected with us. However, the BJP has now lashed out at the Karnataka Sarkar, accusing the Congress of making Bengaluru one of the most expensive places to live. BJP has now alleged that the Congress is looting the people either through scams or by increasing taxes, while its leaders relax in their bungalows and recliner chairs.
On the citizens, on the consumers, they will have to pay money for the household garbage to be lifted by the BBMP. Imagine. Already Karnataka and particularly Bengaluru is one of the most expensive places to live because Congress has been only increasing prices. They are just looting either through scams, Muda scam, Valmiki scam, or by charging high prices. Meanwhile, the Karnataka Congress government is relaxing in its Alishan bungalow on its recliner chairs. This is the way they are looting the people. They gave big guarantees and now to fill up the coffers which are empty, they have to impose tax after tax on the people of Karnataka. And wherever Congress goes, it has taken mehengai and taxation, high prices along with it. And the people are suffering under Congress rule.
How the BJP is now reacting, saying that this is the result of the Khatakat model of when it comes to the guarantee schemes there of the Congress party before the promises that were made elections, and now it is now coming out to bite them, because this is as far as now resulting in an additional financial burden or crisis on the state. They are levying additional cess or taxes on when it comes to the tax-paying people of Karnataka. This is an additional financial burden that has now been seen, and all of the viewers, especially from Karnataka, if you're watching the broadcast right now, you please do call in. We can take your point of view live and what you have to say on this recent hike that has now been announced by the BBMP, because you've already been hit when it comes to the hike in milk prices, power tariffs, public transport fares as well, that have also now compounded by this new user fee for solid waste management services. And starting today, Pinky, this fee will be levied on all domestic waste generators across the city according to the space that they occupy. So right from several square, when it comes to the space occupation is also concerned, the fee structure has now been divided in a way as far as 6 categories on the time of occupation, especially when it comes to right from 600 square feet to it goes on to over 4,000 square feet.
Well, absolutely. Indeed, a shocking thing. You know, the cess, in fact, will be collected with the property's dimension. So what the proposed garbage tax, has come out is that buildings that are up to 600 square feet, 10 rupees a month will be collected, and 600 to 1,000 square feet, 50 rupees a month. Also, 1,000 to 2,000 square feet, 100 rupees, 2,000 to 3,000, it is, 150 rupees, 3,000 to 4,000 it is 200, and above 4,000 it is 400 a month. Clearly, while the common man of Bengaluru is already under the burden of price hike back to back, if we take the electricity tariff, if you take metro fare, if you take milk price, which was just recently, in fact, not even a week, 4 rupees per litre. So clearly, one after another burden, and now this particular says that will be collected in the name of garbage collection. So clearly, questions being raised as to how much burden will be put on the common man. Also, BJP has continuously been targeting the Congress government. Is this their khatakhat model that Rahul Gandhi talks about, that the top leadership of Congress talks about? Also, BJP has continuously been protesting, and they have already decided to go for a statewide protest as far as this entire price hike is concerned. The inflation is concerned, that the government is not able to control the price hike in
So
various
Pinky,
sectors.
how does it work out exactly? Because the fee, which varies based on building size, does it aim for door-to-door waste collection and disposal? How does it work out?
Well, this particular decision seemed to be, as per the property dimension, the amount of garbage that is being generated by this property. So if it's a 600 square feet, probably, the amount of garbage can be less. So accordingly, the property dimension has been divided into the collection of the cess. So clearly, the questions, in fact, we did speak to the residents of Bengaluru, and they are in fact, terming this particular tax as a jizya tax. They have also raised question on the Siddaramaiah government as to how much price hike will a common man go through. There are people, in fact, we saw on social media raising these questions that their salaries remain to be same, but the price hike in Bengaluru and the cost of living has skyrocketing. So clearly all these questions are, in fact, the residents of Bengaluru have been raising. Political, targeting of BJP aside, but residents are clearly raising these questions on the Siddaramaiah government as far as these all price hikes are concerned. Back to you.
All right.